Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, coming to you bright and early, pre-coffee, pre-stream. It's quarter after 6 in the morning. I'm recording this right now, and my coffee is still too hot to drink. But we've got some updates to the patch 7.2 special site. I believe we have a better look at some of the armor sets, as well as probably just some other rewards here. Just looking over, it's normally armor sets about this time. But let's take a look, because the armor sets for me were a little... they're pretty on and off from what we saw over in the live letter, so very curious. So for the most part, we don't need to worry about anything on the site. We can just scroll right down. And for the Arcadion, we should have our first. In fact, we have a lot of new screenshots here. So the Arcadion was added to it altogether, I suppose. Let's see if there's a description. The unstoppable upstart dominated the light heavyweight division of the Ascension Arcadia Championship, earning the right to compete in the next tier. But behind the flashy thrills and the realm's premier entertainment, tensions rise among the young fighters who face the looming threat of psychonecrosis. I don't think that's how it's pronounced. We actually have a good look at most of our competitors here as well. So we have what looks to be, I guess I'll call it, not, in competition. What's his face? A brute bomber. There's some theories that one of the bosses is actually a corrupted, psychonecrosis, like fully involved brute bomber, which would be a terrible fate, given that he actually seems like a pretty chill guy. When he's not on stage. We have one of our bosses. Yeah, we already knew that. And we will get to see, it looks like, oh, let's see, we got two of the sisters. This looks like we might be exploring somewhere we're not supposed to be and learning stuff we are not supposed to know. But, this family's story is kind of the big one. And I'm wondering how Wicked Thunder will work into the story for this. So... I can't read that. That just is next opponent. But yes, the frog. This is the dancing bunny who also merges with a frog. So we were right about that, or a toad if you prefer. She messes with a flan. That's interesting. So we have a toad and a flan, as well as a Fenrir. So So we were seeing 3 opponents here, and then we had that like really creepy looking like wall boss thing. The question is if the brute bomber abomination is the final boss, or if this guy's the final boss, because the trailer, he definitely gave more final boss vibes, but I mean, like with Wicked Thunder, you would expect maybe like a big surprise for the top of the bracket. Like the first 3 fights are the bracket itself, and the 8th fight is the like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I didn't see it coming, WWE Super Slam moment. And then we've got our Dancing Green was his name, and then we got the armor set. At this point in the expansion, I'm not wild about the continued Solution 9 sets. It's not that it doesn't make sense. It's just I guess one set of that appeals to me. 2, 3, 4 sets, not so much. We've seen some of these weapons already too. We do have the Monk Fists, which on a non-Rugadin look a bit more tame, but still I love the giant chunky like Doom Fist. This Astro Globe is wild. Like I don't know if I like it, but it's definitely way different than anything else. And I'm willing to accept way different, even if it's not within my tastes for like weapons and armor sets, as long as it fulfills some sort of like new appearance. Like this machinist gun is tight. Like that's a really good machinist gun. I really can't compare it to too many others. And there's a lot of really good machinist guns, but that one in particular is probably the big standout. That and the Monk weapons itself. And I think all the tank weapons from this are going to be, if you're into that big chunky aesthetic, I think it's going to be a big win for tanks, weapon-wise, at the very least. Going down to Cosmic Exploration, there's nothing new here, it looks like. Tool Enhancement, because at least it doesn't have the green dot next to it, which is normally what it means. Oh, they did do an update to this right before, I think the night before the live letter, and I think that's what this is from. I didn't even bother doing a video on that because I was like, live letters in the morning. Like, I'll just do that. Yeah, just a few more pictures of the space base. Nothing really fancy to say here. Occult Crescent. Yeah, I think this was also here last week. Betwixt Eorzea and Tural lies Shade's Triangle, a wave-washed grave to untold souls. Join one legendary explorer and his intrepid crew as they chart a course for these fearsome waters and unravel the mysteries that swirl within. Yeah, it may only be 2 zones, so I'm definitely looking forward to getting to check this out. This looks like it's part of the raid. I wonder if that's the portal that takes you in, or this is where you land after you've gone into the raid. But I mean, we've gotten an extensive preview of this on the live letter, so we don't really need to go too in depth We also have the Underkeep, which we did have screenshots for from the first time the website was around. Recollection, Beatrix, as we know her. Suzaku, this is all stuff we knew. Weapon enhancement tools. Of course, we're going to have Droll harried by circumstances, financial, and otherwise. Yeah, you don't even need to read this. You already know what the main reason is. Harnessing arcane powers as potent as they are illusory. The Mammaljaw Society quest, the rite of succession set Mammok on a new path, one without a sacrifice of blessed siblings. Now in the depths of Yaktel, a new enterprise takes its first steps towards creating a place that any Mammaljaw would be proud to call home. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to be helping them with their, actually being a self-sustaining society, given we know that there are certain things that they can grow and trade and all that stuff. Inconceivably further Hildibrand, that's got it. Every time I see an egg now, I'm just going to assume it's a bomb. Every single time. Nashu has followed the trail of the missing Inspector Hildibrand to the neon-lit metropolis of Solution 9. Enlisting the aid of Detective Hardboiled, a man of eerily familiar appearance and resilience, the search for everyone's favorite agent of inquiry continues. I really enjoyed the first part of this. I think they're going with a stylistic choice that Hildibrand's always about taking on these like new stylistic choices and these new it's almost like a beta test for like animations, effects, like use for things, because we always see them later. So that's honestly been a really big boon for Hildibrand for me, and I'm someone who actually enjoys the humor. So this one started off really okay. Never mind. Normally I would assume the egg is either she's showing it to us because she's going to give it to him because he's right behind her, or it's an actual egg. But I'm assuming it's a bomb. All the same. Now we have the mathematics tome gear. This was also a bit divisive. It's Final Fantasy IX themed. You've got Steiner, which I think Steiner's set is by far. Once again, I think tanks are actually making out pretty good here. Just depends, again, on your personal choice of aesthetic. We have the Steiner sets. Looks like maiming and fending both, which we could kind of tell from the live letter itself. For Fizz ranged, we have Freya's set. Now, Freya's set's one of the most unique sets, I'll say. Obviously, it's more Red Mage-esque appearing, even though she's a Dragoon. But I'll take it as a Fizz range, because that's definitely one of the outfits, if I'm going to take an outfit from 9, that I would have preferred more, and I was ready to be jealous of Dragoons getting, and it's not the case since I'm a Fizz range. They do get Freya's Spear, however, which is a nice little nod. The Zidane is weird, because we have Zidane's armor set in the game already, so my stream called this Temu Zidane, or Wish. I've seen Wish.com Zidane around as well. The weapon, however, I do actually really like for the ninja right here. And then the like Garnet inspired set, the caster set, the darker themed, like I guess Garnet-esque set, that doesn't work. That doesn't work for me in any capacity. I think that's one of the worst like caster sets I've ever seen. So sorry. And then you just have the striking version of the Zidane set, which is fine. I think if you don't color it like Zidane's, it's far less apparent that it's Zidane's, hence the Wish.com Zidane. New crafting recipes. Now we have the new crafted gear, and this I like a lot more. I like the theme behind it. It's more mountain ivy. Stop. This weapon for Black Mage, just like gold orb with like the jewels plated in. The overall weapon I'm not wild about, but this scythe, like I really like the like gold plated weapons here. Also, just the armor sets in general, they're almost like, I mean, they're with the hats it says more mountain. The chest plate says less of this to me, I suppose. Like that almost reads as like a light version of a samurai armor in a sense, like a very light version. But like look at the weapons here. The weapons here are the big winner. The scimitar that's had, the axe, like all of these weapons are great. Just look at that. Like, oh man, these weapons are really good. Even a dancer, you know how seldom I actually like dancer chakrams. Very seldom. I'm usually very critical of them. And these sets themselves all look really... I think the crafted set might be, like, of the 3 sets we've seen, the Arcadion set is too much like the first one and the previous things we've seen. The Final Fantasy IX set's really hit or miss. But this is like... I really like this set, actually. Maybe it's just more my style. I don't know. New mount. This is almost certainly coming from... Oh, it is a multi-seater. We were wondering about this, and it does seat 4. So this makes a lot of sense to have the multi-seaters. This has the new music. Like when they got on it on the live letter, this mount had the music from the new exploration zone from Crescent Island. And I assume it's either from like the treasure boxes or from collecting all the lore notes, because we know what the mount is from the raid itself, and I don't think they'll have put 2 in there this time. So it makes sense because generally you like giving the multi-seaters in exploration content. Ivy, what are you yelling at? Hey, come here. Come join the rest of the recording. Hey, come on. She's meowing over in the corner. There you go. Ivy, you're so greedy. Can't I finish one recording before stream starts? Yeah, so that being a multi-seater, I think this will come from all notes. So you won't be seeing this for another couple months, this mount, but that's what I'm predicting. New minions, the Beagle, probably from Fox Hollows, if I had to guess. I'm definitely not beholden to that idea or that prediction, but I'm assuming that the Beagle minion, which, by the way, I love this image. Look at its eyes. Look at the glistening in its eyes. New emotes, so just looks like almost like a hopscotch emote in a sense. Well, he's doing something else, but the other two, it almost reminds me of hopscotch, especially with the dress on. And then additional updates, things that aren't here: Corn Servant, Duty Support, PvP, and then there's other updates as well. But then this is just going to have all the screenshots we just looked at, so it like more properly shows off all the new ones. Like, yeah, like these few images were here when the Arcadion was added a week ago, whereas the rest of them with the gear sets and everything were just added today. But yes, I just wanted to get a quick video out for this. So with that, that's going to be a wrap. Let me know what you thought of the new gear sets and some of the new previews in the comment section of the video below. And to those of you waiting for the Final Fantasy XI part that's supposed to be out today, I thought I rendered it, and I didn't. So it'll be out tomorrow. It'll be out Thursday. So for those continuing to enjoy my Final Fantasy XI 2025 Let's Play adventure, you'll have to wait one more day this week. My apologies. Anyway, I will see all of you in the next video. And until then, I bid you adieu. Bye-bye.